did was replace one white girl he used to put up his nose with another one, Nikki's vagina.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, you guys? Alright, so we're back for Black Ink Crew. Guys, make sure that you subscribe if you haven't. Share this video wherever you like to share videos. Shout out to all you guys that left a comment last week. And also make sure you check out my other channel. I also just started reviewing Bad Girls Club yesterday. So, you know, if y'all was looking, I know some of you guys said you were looking for my Bad Girls Club recaps. Well, they're there. Alright, so Sexy LR Boy said Sky got hit with the door by security as they fell. For some reason, it was edited out tonight, but the video been online. Okay, so thanks for, and somebody else has said, I think it was Mr. Big D had said that as well. Thanks for letting me know that, because that makes a lot of sense. Because I'm like, what, did this girl knock her out to the point where she's gushing from the head? But now that makes a lot more sense. Like, editing, the power of editing is crazy, y'all. Like, you can just edit out whatever. You sneeze, you fart, you burp, you say some craziness. Like, you can just edit it out. And then it never existed. It never happened. But see, they done messed up because they have the original version online. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. So Walter, he's convinced that the whole Richard and Nikki relationship is a scam. Because he's like, how she just pop up with a baby, like a kid, well, not a baby, but a kid all of a sudden that nobody knew about. And why would she leave her kid to come to New York and, like, you're a mother? Like, who does that? And he's just like, she only knew him for like 2 months and you getting married to him? Like, something ain't right. So all the crew is talking amongst themselves, Cesar and all of them. And then they also mentioned that Richard, like, dropped the papers that he was served at the wedding. So they somehow nominate Walter to be the one to give it to him, because they're like, yo, this was real serious. Like, he got to make sure that he does what he has to do and show up for that court date. Because when you're subpoenaed, and the guy is going to, of course, he did his job, so he's going to say that he hand-delivered him those papers. Once that gets done, then there's a warrant out for your arrest. So anything you do wrong, if they pick you up for anything, even like a parking ticket, like, you know, like if something happens where it's involving the police, they pull you over and they run your records, they're going to see that you have a warrant and you get taken in. And he already have enough things on his record, so he don't really need that right now. And so they're like, you know what, you need to go over there and talk to him or whatever, give him these papers and so he can handle his business. Duchess, she has a magazine cover for Rolling Out magazine, and she looks absolutely gorgeous. Like, she takes amazing, phenomenal photos. You can't even, like, lie about that. Like, every photo I've seen of her on a magazine cover, I thought that it was just beautiful. You know, no hating at all. I can't even say anything negative of the ones that I've seen. And she gives like this nice speech about like how each one of her tattoos has a meaning to it, and the one that she has on her hand is the queen and her fiance has the king. So together they're better together, but it's a reminder that she can do things on her own because she is a queen or some crap like that. You know, there was pretty much a nice little metaphor that she had when she said what she said. Then Cesar comes in like super duper late when it was all over with a bouquet of flowers, like that was okay. And she was hurt by it. She's like, what happened? And he was like, oh, it's crazy at the shop right now. I had to be over there. And she's like, so money is more important than supporting me? And I could totally understand where she was coming from. Like, a lot of times I'm not with Duchess. I'm not for her and her shenanigans. But I did, like, if that was me, I put myself in her shoes. Like, if that was me and some dude came to something that I had extremely late with a gift, bouquet of flowers, whatever, it doesn't take away from the fact that you didn't come, you didn't hear my speech, you wasn't there to clap me up, support me, let me look into the audience and see that somebody was there, like, really down for me and supporting me. Like, that's the one face out of all these faces that I don't know that I really wanted to see, and it wasn't there, you know? So he's like, he hates to be the one to kind of start or be the one to do the wrong. You know, he hates to be the one that's disappointing her. And she's like, well, you know, you got to do better than, you know, you saying you want to do better, then you got to do better. That's just it. Walter, like I said, he got nominated to give him the papers. So he goes over to Richard's house. Richard is all domesticated and stuff. He's over here making cookies, and he was over there making some chicken with some red peppers. He's like chefing it up, like for real. He's like, you know, now he's off that stuff. He's doing more things at home, doing little activities with his wife, and just doing what's right, things to keep him occupied and keep his mind going right. So Walter's just sitting down talking to them or whatever. He kind of eases his way into talking about the subpoena. He's like, you know, I didn't see what went down, but I heard about it. And he picks up the papers out his he had a briefcase. He picks up the papers and like, here, you gotta take these. You can't just drop them in the street like that. I mean, first of all, them papers be having your personal information on there. Sometimes, depending on what it is, it might even have your social security number. I mean, for that one, it probably wouldn't. But it has your first, your last name, your date of birth. Like, it has a lot of information. It has your phone number, where you live. You know, I don't think you really want people to know all this information around Harlem. You know, it's just weird. So he gives it to him, and he takes it from him and literally throws it down again like it's basura, like it's garbage. And then he locks himself in the room like, yo, why would you come here and bring that? And then he locks himself in the room. Then Nikki wants to be the voice of reason. She wants to speak on his behalf like she's his lawyer. Like, he feels like nobody's on his side, and he feels like she's doing this to get back at him. She wants to, from what he says, she wants to take the kid, go to DR, and live there, which is very spiteful. It's messed up, and he doesn't agree to that. He doesn't approve of that, and nobody would. But instead of like running away from the situation and getting arrested, you need to take on this responsibility head on and try to fight it. Like, now you got a wife, you got a job, you're doing better. Just continue to do better and show that maybe you can even take care of your child. You know what I mean? And she can go to DR if that's what she really wants to do. Like, you know? Like, she's trying to take an American citizen out of the country. I think they would more so want the kid to stay here in America. So he has a pretty good fight. But that got Walter like really turned up and offended that she's over here. She's just brand new. Like, first of all, you just came here like 2 months ago, and you trying to tell me how he feels? He's like, yo, first of all, don't tell me about that, because I'm the one that's been here riding with him from the very beginning. I've been here for 10 years. Like, where were you? You wasn't here. You know, you want to be the voice talking about he feels like, nah, I was here. Like, but he was like real super turned up. Like, don't his eyes, I mean, maybe I could be totally wrong, but his eyes be real low. Like, he got big eyes, but they be real low, like on some smoker type of eyes. I don't know. And I seen him on the train. He ain't look the same way that he be looking on his show. Like, he actually looked like his eyes was white. But I don't know. It looked like he just kind of smoked to get himself ready to give him the papers because he knew he was going to blow up. I don't know. I could be just wrong, but that's what I was kind of feeling. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. I could not. Maybe I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm just saying what it looks like. So yeah, he ends up leaving, and he says all that. Richard didn't really want to hear it too much, but you know when you don't want to hear something, but you still hear it? That's why I'm the type of person, when somebody really talks to me and tells me about how they feel when we have an argument, and they say some real crazy, like messed up things to me, I just take it into consideration, and I listen, I take it all in, and I'm like, oh, that's how you really feel. Like, you know, because regardless of anything, a lot of truth is said. Let me just fix this thing right here. I forgot to put my extra microphone on. Hopefully it's on. Yeah, it looks like it's on. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of truth is said when you're having an argument with somebody. You know, that's the time when you let out. Some of the times you just say things to hurt people, but I take all of that because you wouldn't have said it if it wasn't in your heart. That's how I feel. So I really listen to stuff like that, and a lot of times I tend to hold on to it. Like, even if I forgive you, I always remember how you cut me real deep and made me bleed like crazy, you know? And so it was like Richard was listening, but he wasn't like, you know, showing that he was really like caring about anything that Walter was saying. But he heard him though. He heard him. So Walter leaves or whatever. Now we go back to talking about Duchess. Duchess goes to 125th Street, and she's about to do a tattoo for this chick that wants to get some lyrics on her body. She said she wants to get a song lyric called "She's Morphine, Queen of My Vaccine." I believe that was the lyrics. And it kind of allows Duchess to reflect on what's going on in her own relationship, and all the struggles that they've been through, and where they are now, and how they were able to survive through it all. Sky, she goes to see a therapist, and I think it was in the Bronx. It looked like the Bronx, but it could have been Harlem. Anyway, she goes to see a therapist that she found over the internet, and she said she was really vibing with this person. The therapist wasn't as conventional as we probably see on TV. You know, you have the chair or you have the couch, you know, they make you put your feet up. No, this one, she was really vibing with her. And I don't know, she kind of more so gave me the psychic vibe as opposed to therapist vibe. It just, I don't know, like I felt like she was ready to read her palms or just kind of tell her about her childhood, her life, and her future for some reason. I don't know what it was, but she seemed like she really was able to kind of relate to Sky. You know, she took in a lot of the things that she said, and she didn't seem appalled by it, and she gave her good feedback and also listened to what she said too, which is something that she seems like she really needed, you know. And she kind of told her just to not worry so much about her mom, because her mom has to live her life and do what she has to do. And Sky mentioned that she didn't want to be 50 and alone like her mom, and that's what scares her, and that's probably the reason why she goes so hard to try to make her mom better. But the therapist is like, you know, that's not really your responsibility, your job. You have to allow your mom to live her life the way that she wants to. And if she wants to get better, like, she pretty much will. So later on, her mom finally did call her while she was like in a car or whatever, and her mom let her know that she was okay. So I know that was a big reliever. It really helped Sky to like kind of feel a sense of relief. And her mother told her that she's back on her meds. They're making her feel balanced or together or whatever. And she also said that she's okay. She asked her where she was because she wants to see her, but she's like, nah, she doesn't want her to worry. I just spit on myself, y'all. She doesn't want her to worry. I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but I felt it. She doesn't want her to worry. So she was just like, she was like, you know, she wants to know, but she was like, not right now. So I'm thinking maybe her mom could be in rehab. Well, not necessarily rehab. I'm not sure what they call it when you have like a breakdown and, you know, you're just kind of getting yourself back together. Maybe outpatient psychotherapist or something. I don't know what she's doing, but, you know, hopefully she's doing something to get to a better place so that she will allow her daughter to see her, because obviously her daughter feels like that's the only person that she has, and she wants to be around her regardless to how her mom may make her feel sometimes. So now, what's her name? Damn, I forget the girl name. So, what's her name? Come back, right? Damn, her name is at the tip of my tongue. Melody. Why I couldn't remember her name. I'm like, I know her name. I've seen it in my head, but it wasn't coming out. So Melody, she comes back, and she's like, she wants to kind of clean the negative energy so she can start working again. She brings some Obeah woman, right? And this Obeah woman have the sage, and she's there blowing the sage like all around the place. I'm just like, and then she go and she start feeling up on Sky, and I'm just like, since when they do all of this? And then she rubbing Sky. I'm just like, I mean, I know Sky has some, like, you know, she's been fighting and stuff, so maybe she did have a lot of dark energy on her and she was rubbing it off of her, but it just seemed kind of weird. I'm like, I never seen no Obeah woman do things like this. Like, you know, like, this just seemed odd. I feel like she was taking a liking to Sky a little more then she should have, you know? It didn't seem too professional. But supposedly she got off all the negative energy, so maybe things will run a little bit smoother now there. A dude came in and he seemed like he was like, you know, like a rapper type dude. He goes to get a tattoo by Richard. When he pulls up his shirt, you see the scar that he had, like right here. So from that, he says, you know, what happened? And he's like, he's a trans, I believe the correct word is transgender, if I'm correct. And he got his breast removed. So he doesn't want the stares and stuff like that. So he wants to get something to kind of cover up the scar so it's not as noticeable. I think that I think he was able to do a pretty good job, Richard, as far as, oh, my stomach's starting to hurt. I think he did a pretty good job as far as what he was able to do and how much he was able to cover it up, because I'm pretty sure you can't really put a needle over like fresh wounds and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know how long ago he got the job done, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can't just, you know, put it over it like that. But it looks decent. Like, it's not, you more so want to see what the tattoo is before you start asking about the scars, or at least I probably would, you know. Some people's just nosy, that's the whole thing, but it looks a little better. I mean, and probably once it heals some more, he can get some more parts like shaded in or whatever to hide it even more. He was saying that he has to get another surgery, which I'm most likely thinking is, you know, probably something down there, because he said it was like $100,000, but he got to do what he got to do. And I'm just like, dang, like, you got money, bro. Like, dang, I guess when you really want to do something, you gonna get the money to do what you got to do. Following that, what happened? Donna came back to Black Ink Crew on 1/13th. And she had her green hair. She wanted Cesar to take her back. She literally was begging again for like the third time. And he takes her back because everybody else also kind of convinced Cesar to take Donna back. He said he's not too sure about it, but he's going to give her a shot. Plus, he knows that Duchess is probably going to kill him. But he's like, you know what? She said she got clients. They need the money, so he's going to give her a shot. So now Duchess, she goes to Black Ink again, and her sister and brother, they go to the shop and they want to get like matching tattoos, this little itty bitty semicolon on each of their fingers that her sister said would probably bring them closer together or whatever. So she's down. I mean, she has a whole bunch, so why not? She could do that on herself and do the rest of them as well. So this chick comes like, oh, she's here to see Duchess. So Miss Kitty's like, all right, but she's all booked up for today. So she's like, oh, I'll wait. So she's like, you'll wait? Like, I just said she's booked up. So she goes over to talk to Duchess, let her know, like, this chick is here. She don't want to go away or whatever. And so Duchess goes over to talk to her, and she's like, oh, can we go outside? She talks to Duchess, talking about my sister was pregnant by Cesar and had an abortion. He didn't, and then she goes off on Cesar when he comes downstairs, like, oh, you just making stacks now. You didn't even give her the money to have the abortion. She had to have a Medicaid abortion. I didn't even know Medicaid paid for abortions. As far as I know, I thought that it was done, like you had to pay it out of pocket. But I don't know. Yeah, she was like, oh, you know what I'm talking about. He's like, who are you? I mean, I don't know if he know her or not, but if he does know her, then he did a pretty good job at pretending that he didn't. But you know, Duchess, when she heard all of this, it was like really getting to, it was embarrassing, humiliating for her in front of her family. So she ended up leaving, going back to North Carolina on the plane with them, which wasn't something that she planned to do. But when you got that money, it's okay. So I don't know what's up with their relationship, how things are going to be, but that was pretty much the episode, y'all. My stomach is hurting. I'm sorry I had to like rush the last part, but thanks for watching, guys. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Later.